Imagine having a secret ability that lets you understand what people are really thinking. You could read their emotions, predict their decisions, and know exactly how their minds work. Whether it's your boss, a friend, a stranger, or even your crush, you would seem to have an invisible influence over them. This isn't magic, it's psychology. The same psychology that influential leaders, marketers, and skilled persuaders have used for years to shape people's decisions without them even realizing it. In this video, you're about to discover some of the most powerful psychological techniques that can transform the way you understand human behavior. But remember, this content is meant for learning and awareness. These ideas should be used responsibly because once you understand them, you'll start seeing everyday interactions in a completely different way. One interesting principle is that people often become more interested in something when they're told they can't have it. Human nature is curious. Tell someone not to look behind them, and suddenly they'll want to turn around. Tell someone not to watch a certain video, and many people will immediately want to click on it. This happens because restrictions often create desire. You can see this effect in everyday situations. Suppose you want a friend to help you with a task. Asking directly might lead to excuses or rejection. But if you say, "Never mind, it's probably too difficult anyway," their pride may push them to prove otherwise. Instead of forcing them, you've triggered their motivation to act on their own. That's the power of understanding how human psychology works. Another important concept is that people often choose from the options presented to them rather than creating completely new choices. Imagine you want a friend to go out with you. If you ask, "Do you want to go out?" they might simply say no. But if you ask, "Should we grab pizza or burgers?" you've already framed the decision. They're still choosing, but both options lead to the same outcome. This technique is used everywhere. Businesses, advertisers, and even political campaigns carefully design choices. Special offers, limited-time deals, and package options often guide people toward a desired action while making them feel fully in control of the decision. Guilt is another powerful emotion that influences behavior. People often resist direct criticism, but they react differently when they feel they may have disappointed someone. For example, if a friend repeatedly cancels plans, confronting them aggressively could create distance. However, expressing disappointment in a calm way may encourage them to reflect on their actions. Sometimes people change not because they're forced to, but because they realize how their behavior affects others. Then there's the role of emotions in decision-making. Most people believe they make choices logically, but emotions play a much larger role than they realize. Fear, excitement, pride, happiness, and even sadness can heavily influence decisions. This is why powerful speeches often focus on emotions rather than facts alone. When people experience strong feelings, they become more likely to make decisions based on those emotions. That's why emotional stories are so memorable. Long after the details are forgotten, people remember how something made them feel. Understanding this can help you become more aware of how emotions affect both your own choices and the choices of others. And perhaps one of the most underestimated tools in communication is silence. Many people think power comes from speaking the most, but sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Have you ever noticed how a single quiet look from someone can feel more powerful than a long lecture? When people encounter silence during a tense moment, their minds naturally begin filling in the gaps. They start questioning themselves, replaying conversations, and analyzing possibilities. Skilled communicators understand that silence creates space for others to reveal more than they intended. For example, instead of constantly interrupting or arguing, remaining calm and silent can make the other person think more deeply about what they're saying. Listening carefully and speaking only when necessary often creates a stronger presence than talking non-stop. The real lesson behind all of these ideas is not about controlling people. It's about understanding human behavior. Subscribe to Reverse Mind Psychology for more informative videos.